guys, so these are the cards that I'm using for the weekly reading, the 21st of October through to the 27th of October 2019. So that's Monday the 21st through to Sunday the 27th of October. What cards am I using? I'm using for the week ahead check-in. What I'm using is the Everyday Enchantment Tarot by Poppy Palin. I'm also using the Urban Tarot. This is it's a deck that I've had for a few months actually. It's more a kind of, I don't know what they call it. It's not so much based on the Rider-Waite, I think. I think it's based on something like, do they call it the Pip or the Marseille, something like that? But it's not based on, it's not particularly Rider-Waite, I don't think it's based on. But yeah, it's by Robin Scott. Beautiful deck. We're going to use this today. Usually I just read, if I don't read kind of Rider-Waite, I just read intuitively what I see. And we also use the Grand Tarot Luxe by Ciro Marchetti, definitely one of my favourites. And advice comes from the Art of Life deck by Charlene Livingston. Okay, for your work and your love reading, we use the Dark Mansion Tarot as usual, and we're going to be using a lot of these for the thumbnails. And also for your advice for both your work and your love, and also your finance, we use the Tea Leaf Fortune Tarot cards, but we're using the Astral House cards from this deck. We are going to use perhaps some of the cards, the normal tea leaf cards underneath those, but we'll also probably use the answer deck as well underneath some of those Astral House cards. All right, that's it, guys. Enjoy your reading. Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading. Just to let you know how the reading's going to go, we do your weekly check-in first. Then we have a look at more specifically your work, stroke finance, and we also have a look at your love life during the week. If you'd like to see a particular reading, so if you'd like to only look at your work reading or only your love reading or maybe just the general reading, timestamps are below. So you just click on the time and it will take you straight through to the reading that you want to view. I'd like to say, guys, thanks ever so much for joining me this week for your reading. And yeah, sit back, relax and enjoy. Okay, Cancerians, your cards are down. Who are you this week, Cancerians? You are showing as, wow, the Tower. Okay. You know, the Tower is one of those cards where it's not just about external stuff that happens to us. It's also about the decisions that we make as well. So when you're the Tower, you might be creating some major shifts, some major changes within your life. When you're the Tower, you might be going through a time of change, so internal change with the Tower energy showing up as well, because this could all be about an internal shift going on. It might be that some of you guys are going through a time of great transformation. The Tower can also mean that we are reaching a new kind of reality, if that makes any sense, because with the Tower energy it's all about epiphany and awakening. So some of you guys might be this week going through a time of awakening, realization with that Tower energy. And sometimes with the Tower, when that happens, it's an immediate thing. So sometimes you'll just wake up in the morning and then suddenly it's like, wow, the light bulb's gone on. I realize, I understand, I see, I know. And that's what the Tower is as well. It's a card about realization, and it's a card about understanding, and it's a card about starting to see things more clearer than you've ever done before. But when you are the Tower, I actually feel that this is almost like somebody who is breaking free from the old and going into the new. So this is almost like becoming the butterfly from the caterpillar, if that makes any sense to you guys, okay? Because I do think that you guys are going through a very transformative stage this week, Cancerians, with that Tower energy, whether you like it or not. And it's a major energy as well. So this is all about you guys probably going through some major change. But I think that with the Tower energy, this isn't something that's been planned long term. This is something that suddenly happens upon you. And it might be that for a certain amount of time you didn't really know, for some of you Cancerians, what am I going to do about a situation here? How am I going to deal with it? You know, what is the solution? But this card, if say for example it was something like that was happening for the last few months, Cancerians, this Tower card would say, finally, bingo, got the solution. This week, suddenly it's just happened upon me. I understand what I need to do. I've found the solution, what I need to, where I need to go, who I need to ask, what the practical steps are that I need to take. So when you get cards like Tower, don't always think that they're negative, because they're not. Sometimes the Tower, for me, the Tower can be an amazing card when it comes to things just happening out of the blue. And when it comes to, for example, if you get the Tower and something like a money card after it, you might be coming into a hell of a lot of money, because suddenly you've got all this huge amount of money just coming to you. So this is a very good card to get. And you guys are actually showing us the Tower. Now, I won't lie, the Tower can also mean stress. And sometimes, depends on what this card is here, I guess. But sometimes with the Tower, it can mean that you're going through a very stressful period with the Tower energy. There's a great internal shift. And usually we find that when we're going through a time of transformation, personal, internal transformation, that can be the most difficult thing for anyone to deal with. Because sometimes you can feel really unsettled with the Tower card as well, because you are going through that particular personal shift and it's uncomfortable. And this is about cleansing. So some of you guys are actually going through a personal internal cleansing this week with the Tower energy. And if you are, then it's probably not going to feel very comfortable, but you'll be feeling great and more clear-headed at the end of it. What's the reason for the Tower energy? There you go, the Nine of Cups. You've got something really good happening to you. For some of you Cancerians this week, if it's not this week, it will be in the next in the next few weeks. But this is an excellent card. Okay, so I could read this two ways. All right, some of you guys personally going through a personal shift. There's something really good happening. It's all about kind of achievement of a goal with the Nine of Cups energy, feeling a sense of contentment. It might be some of you guys are realizing, actually, I've got everything I want. So this might simply be about realizing gratitude and the need to be grateful, because the Nine of Cups is the card about being grateful as well within the tarot. So this card will show up when it says, you just need to be grateful for what you've got. With the Nine of Cups, you don't have to have riches. None of these cards on the tarot mean that you have to be rich at all. Some of them are just saying, for example, if a client comes and says, am I going to win the lottery, or, how are my finances going to go? And I get a King of Coins. I know the finances are going to go very, very well for that client, but it doesn't mean that they're going to become a millionaire. It just means that they're going to be in a far more secure and stable place financially, maybe in a year from now or something like that, But the Nine of Cups is the same sort of cards. It means contentment, and it means in relation to where you are right now, just feeling good. So it might be for some of you guys, you're going through an awakening, as I've said, a personal awakening in terms of Nine of Cups energy, in terms of just feeling that personal satisfaction. It might be for some of you guys, it's like, I'm not happy with my partner, and I wish that I had a partner that was more dynamic, or this, that, and the other. And it might be that suddenly this week there's a realization with the Tower. You're going through this huge mental and emotional shift with the Tower energy. Actually, I'm quite happy with what I've got. I'm quite satisfied. For some of you guys, it might be that you are going through a major shift here. Maybe some of you guys are drinking too much. Nine of Cups can also be the card of addiction and drinking and overindulgence. This could be eating too much. So some of you guys, it might be you're going on a diet this week, Cancerians, because you are shifting here. There is a personal shift going on with Cancerians this week, and it's all about that card there, the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups could be where there's a major shift because you're getting something amazing in. Could be that there's a major shift happening for Cancerians this week because some of you guys, it's like, I'm putting on a few pounds. I've been eating and drinking all the wrong stuff, all this rich stuff, lots of alcohol and lots of, crisps and chips and that type of thing, which is what the Nine of Cups, Three of Cups energies are. Actually, I think I'm going to kind of make some changes, some very big changes with that Tower energy. It could be anything with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is not just about wishes coming true, and it's not just about contentment. It's also about when we're overindulging a little bit too much drink, too much rich food, that type of thing. So some of you guys might be going through some powerful changes in connection with that. What I do know this week is that there are powerful changes happening internally and externally for Cancerians. It's either to do with something good or something that needs to change to make your life better. What is your goal for the week, Cancerians? Oh, Four of Cups, luxury. So on this particular card, it's luxury. Four of Cups is usually discontentment, and I think it really is just to be content. I mean, I know that they look like a couple of slobs. This is not the usual Rider-Waite deck. This is a very different deck from the Rider-Waite. I can't remember what the other ones are, if it's Marseille or if it's, I don't think it's Marseille, or Pip style or something like that. But this is a different depiction of the tarot, so you have to be able to read these cards slightly differently. But I choose with the, because I've learned the Rider-Waite way of reading these particular cards, the tarot, and I expand on my knowledge from that. This has to be read slightly differently. But I'm going to read picture-wise from this. If you look at these guys here, they've got milk. They look lazy as hell, though, don't they? I mean, they're just in their pants and their vest, and they're not really doing that much, and they're kind of just having lots of... they look like they've done, you know, some form of drugs. Can you see? But they're just kind of contented to be as they are. And I think that this is the same in a way as this, in a way, but not... Can you see they've got the milk and the cookies? Very kind of basic stuff. It looks like a very basic lifestyle to me, you know. They do look a little bit lazy, I won't lie, but maybe we can't say really that they're lazy Cancerians, because maybe they've got time off work. Just because they look like this, it doesn't mean they weren't doing anything. And I'm not going to keep referring to the Urban Tarot book, because it gets on my nerves having to refer to books all the time to read what meanings are, but... For me, on this card, this just looks like contentment with what one has. To me, this Four of Cups in a way looks like somebody's content just to, you know, have their milk and have their cookies. But there isn't really a need to do anything else. So there's not a need to exert oneself. And it might be for some of you guys, you know what, my goal going forward, the goal that I'm setting this week is just to feel contented. Just to feel, you know, this isn't even feeling good about yourself, this Four of Cups. It's just, to me, this card almost looks like it's about not pushing oneself, but just feeling contented to be as one is without having to push oneself further. So if these guys are doing a particular job in the week, and then on a weekend they're sitting down with their milk and their cookies, and they're like, you know what, I don't feel the need to do anything else except just to be, and just to be contented in whatever we do. But I don't feel the need to kind of push myself or exert myself. It almost feels like your goal, if the goal that you're setting is, I just want to feel good. Not good, but I just want to feel contented in what I'm doing. I don't want to feel the need to, but then that would contradict this area here. Because especially if you've been overindulging, which these guys tend to do, despite their bodies looking quite slim, if you're overexerting on food and wine and you know, beers or whatever it is with this card, and you're saying, look, I need to break this habit here. That's you guys, this Tower energy, major shift going on for Cancer. It's a very powerful shift with the Tower energy, because some of you guys, it might be that you're drinking too much, eating too much, that type of thing. Then the goal is to do this, the luxury card. It's interesting because it's still the same thing here with the so we could probably just say, well, the goal for Cancerians, if that were the case for some of you guys, is just to feel contented. And in a way, it's like you might be saying to yourself, you know, I don't want to have a supermodel's body, for example, if it was anything to do with body issues here. But really what I want to just do is I just want to feel okay with this energy here, with this Four of Cups energy here. That's what I want to do. If this is all about some good news, a major shift because there's some good news coming through, it's the same thing, I think, with the luxury card. Some of you guys, it might be if you're getting good news because there's a wish being fulfilled, whether this is a lottery win, I'm not saying it is, or something like that. It might be, well, my goal now, my intention is just to do what I want. If I want to sit down and drink milk and eat cookies, I'll sit down and drink milk and eat cookies. If I want to be lazy, I'll be lazy. Especially if that's anything to do with kind of getting some money through or something like that. Then your goal, what you might intend to do is actually, if I want to go on holiday and just drink milk, eat cookies and relax by the pool, then I'll drink milk, eat cookies and relax by the pool. Because this is the card for me when I look at it. It kind of looks like they're not pushing any boundaries. They're just sitting by and just doing whatever they want to do. So the goal for some of you guys is, you know, especially if this is something really good that's happening, and this is why you're going through this shift here, Cancerians, my goal will be with the Four of Cups. And actually the Four of Cups, Cancerians, is your card, isn't it? Because Four of Cups represents a Cancerian individual. So that's definitely you. Your goal is to do that Four of Cups energy. It's just kind of so, well, it's not to be, I don't see this as a negative reading in any way, but I think that if this is like a major breakthrough is coming because there's something really good happening for you that finally... you know, finally happens, for example, say it was a lottery win or something, my goal would be just to sit back and not to exert myself anymore. Maybe I don't have to go to work anymore. Maybe I can just, you know, sit down, eat cookies, watch TV for a few days or a few months and not have to push myself. Maybe I can sleep until 12 noon, that type of thing. If it's to lose weight, give up drinks, something like that. I think that the goal really with this Four of Cups energy, but they're not rejecting things that aren't good for them. I mean, milk isn't bad, but it's not great, is it? Cookies filled with sugar, not bad. You can have them now again. But there's no selectivity in this card. They don't have the arms folded like the traditional Rider-Waite version. These people are quite happy just to kind of sit in whatever they're sitting in. So I think that if this is losing weight or giving up drink for some of you Cancerians, the goal with that Four of Cups might just be to be able to be okay with whatever. You know, with the Four of Cups energy showing here. Okay, because it would contradict it if you were trying to do this, give up something that you've been doing that's quite luxurious with the Four of Cups, only to have the goal of luxury. I mean, the luxury within here for me with the Four of Cups isn't really luxury, but for them it is. So really there's a contentment without having to feel that you have to push further or to push anything else within your life, you know, just to be content with what you have in a way. So some of you guys, it might be the goal is, I just want to be content with what I have. What is the obstacle you need to overcome? The public defender, Queen of Wands. Okay. You know what I actually get from this card here? I don't really like using these cards. I don't really like the way that I like the way that they look, but I don't really like the names on them in a way. But I'm going to read them in the way that I see fit. The Queen of Wands is very different from that card there. Let me tell you that now. Number one, she's higher in the league table. She's a queen. She's not a pip. But also she's very action orientated. If you look at the Queen of Wands, the obstacle you need to overcome is that you like to be busy for some of you Cancerians, because the Queen of Wands likes going to the gym. But no. Let me say that again. What am I saying? Because if this is about losing weight and giving up loads of bad shit, and your goal is with this Four of Cups, this is not reverse, so it's not giving up this stuff. My goal is, if I do this, it really is just to feel, you know, just to kind of like not overly exert myself, but just to feel comfortable. It's interesting how those two cards work together, because to me they kind of look like the same thing, indulgence. But my goal is with the Four of Cups just to, in a way, feel, you know, content and at ease with what I am. So if I'm giving up booze or I'm giving up rich food, then my goal is to just be at ease with what I am, with the Four of Cups energy showing up here. And it might even be, if you're doing lots of drinking here, then my goal is really just to tamper it down. Maybe I just drink water, or I just drink milk, but no alcohol, that type of thing. But the obstacle you need to overcome, for some of you guys, especially if it's about giving up booze, giving up rich foods, this is the type of woman, even though the Queen of Wands is quite a healthy lady, she likes the gym and all the rest of it, this is the type of woman that likes fun. And also, the Queen of Wands, when that shows up in a reading, can mean an invitation, because she tends to invite lots of people in. So if you're giving up drink and that type of thing, that's the goal. You're doing that this week, Cancerians, and your goal is the luxury card. Maybe it's not to drink, maybe it's to drink milk, water, that type of thing, you know, less kind of toxic substances, that type of thing. In this Four of Cups energy showing here, it might be the obstacle you need to overcome. Some of you guys are quite often invited out places. Queen of Wands is an invitation card too, so maybe the obstacle you need to overcome is that you're invited to all sorts of things, and it's difficult to avoid this energy showing here. I think if this is winning, you know, the lottery or getting something really good in here, and there's a major shift because you've got this Nine of Cups energy here, and my goal is just to sit back and have a bit of a rest for a while and not do much and eat, you know, cookies and drink milk and watch TV all day if I want to do it. It might be the obstacle you need to overcome is the Queen of Wands, is that you're probably quite a proactive person. You like to be out and about doing things, creating things. So to go to this might be a fairly difficult thing to do. What is it that you could be achieving by the end of the week? The Prince of Cups, which is the King of Cups actually. The filmmaker, they've got this person down as, I don't really like these guys. I think I'm going to use another deck actually, because it's a bit of a head doer to, because it just means I have to keep referring to the book. The filmmaker has a vision, so he's just going to go on that actually, because can you see how he's got his hand and he's looking through the lens of his fingers? He's got a vision. He's got a vision for the future as the King of Cups. So what you could be achieving is the vision that you have. All right. Now that vision that you have is probably this, because that's the goal. So if the goal, as I've said, if this is breaking away from drink, yet the obstacle you need to overcome is that you're consistently invited out by friends to do things, that type of thing. When really your goal is just to kind of probably go sober with the milk and the cookies. It might be that you are, regardless of this energy, achieving that vision by the end of the week, Cancerians. If for some of you guys it's, you know, I've won a lot of money, or I've come into something really good here, and now my goal is just to sit back, and if I want to watch TV all day, I'll watch TV all day. If I want to relax all day, I'll relax all day with milk and cookies. But the obstacle I need to overcome is that I'm usually quite a proactive individual. You know, I've got a lot of interests. I like to get out and about, type of thing. You're still achieving that vision, but the vision will probably be that energy showing there. What is it you need to avoid? The Three of Wands. Okay, so I just feel that with the Three of Wands is all about kind of sometimes this is a business and a commercial partnership with the Three of Wands energy. Sometimes the Three of Wands is, you know, communicating and setting new ideas into motion with the Three of Wands energy showing here. Sometimes this is communicating and connecting with people from further afield with the Three of Wands energy. Sometimes this is about looking at a long-term vision. I get the impression that this is more about the vision aspect of this card. And maybe what you need to avoid at the moment, Cancerians, is looking at the long-term vision of where things are going to be down the track. So I just get the impression you got to take everything on this reading on a day-by-day basis. What do you need to embrace? Yeah, that this is and we've got this theme of drink again. So, but then for me, this feels like you're going through a time of really strong transformation, because you guys at the Tower here, and the Embrace is the Judgment card, that you need to embrace that you are following your calling. You need to heed that calling now. So you need to embrace that this is a time of change and transformation and rebirth, because Judgment is ruled by Pluto, the planet of death, and it's all about death and rebirth. Okay, so you're going through a transformative time. Embrace that, and you're going through a time of rebirth where now you're being called, I think, for some of you Cancerians, to follow a new path. All right, Three of Wands energy. For me, this is looking at the long-term vision. I don't think that this is being led by others, because all I'm seeing is one person here and these two being led by an individual here. It might be that you need to avoid being led by others, though. I'm just getting that come to me, that word. Avoid getting led by others and other people's perspectives, I think, on this Three of Wands energy. Because you need to embrace that this is a time of change and rebirth showing up here with the Judgment energy. You're being called to do something that's really important now. What is the advice that you need? Who do you need to go to for advice and support if you should need it? The Lovers. So somebody that you love, a close family member, a close friend, your partner, with the Lovers energy, but somebody who you really trust in the Lovers. Let's quickly do this reading again before we get the advice. So Cancerians, this week you're going through a real breakthrough here, the Tower energy. This is a very powerful change. It's a major arcana, and Tower is one of the most powerful majors you can get. So some of you guys going through a really strong, powerful transformation. Some of you guys, you're making that transformation yourself. You're deciding with the Tower energy, you know what, I have to create change. And some of you guys, it's an awakening. Some of you guys, it's a physical change within your life. But I think because it's you make the decision how this change comes about. I think you're tired of living a particular type of a life. It's all about the Nine of Cups. So if this is anything to do with eating too much, drinking too much, more than likely drinking too much, that type of thing, and you say, you know what, I'm tired of doing this, so therefore I'm going to be creating the massive shift now concerning this. It will be because the universe is asking you to embrace that now is a time of change, Judgment energy. Now it's time to follow that voice of God in your ear. Now it's time to follow that calling. You guys, if this is kind of like something amazing happening, like a lottery win or something you've always wanted happening, and you're going through this major shift because of that, that's brilliant too. But I think in two ways we can look at this card. If this is about changing habits, these two cards changing habits, I think that your goal with the luxury will just simply be to feel content, because I think that there's a sense of no contentment in this area here, because your goal is to break away from that Nine of Cups. And if you're looking to break away from the Nine of Cups, then Nine of Cups can be illusion, it can be dreams, but it's also kind of like indulging in stuff, drink, food, that type of thing. It's all rich, not very good for you. Your goal will be, you know what, my goal is to sober up and drink milk or something like that. Or my goal with the Four of Cups energy is just to kind of like just deal with life as it is, and perhaps not to, especially if this is breaking away from an illusion, because your Nine of Cups can be the dream card as well. Then my goal with this luxury card really is just to face up to reality, and just to be, you know, just to be content with what I have with the Four of Cups energy, just to be content. If it's drink, then maybe this is to sober up and drink things that are less toxic, even though some people see milk as being very toxic. If this is kind of sudden shifts because something amazing is happening, it's just really, you know what my goal is now, I'm just going to take it easy for the next few months. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to, you know, look at my iPad when I want. I'm going to go to bed when I want. I'm going to lie in bed when I want and get up when I want. I'm just going to be a bit lazy now because I've earned the right, because I've got all this money or something come through. The only thing is, if this is about drink or indulgent in these areas, the obstacle you need to overcome is the Queen of Wands energy. You might get invited to a lot of things where you've got rich foods, where you've got lots of, drink, that type of thing. And it might be that you have to tackle that. If this is about something amazing happening for some of you Cancerians, and you just say, yeah, it's happened now, so I can sit back in the lap of luxury, that's my intention, and just do whatever I want. It might be that with the Queen of Wands energy, the obstacle you need to overcome is that you've still got ambitions. Because the Queen of Wands is all about your ambitions as well. I've still got ambitions to move up the ladder in terms of a career place. I've still got ambition, because these guys aren't necessarily ambitious on the Four of Cups. They're not ambitious. They just want to sit back, drink milk and eat cookies. Whereas the Queen of Wands is like, no, let's get up, let's do this, let's do that. There's still more ahead. There's still more to be done. There's still more to achieve. So it might be that the problem is here, Cancerians, is that even though some of you guys want to just sit back and do nothing, the obstacle you need to overcome is that this isn't really you. You've still got those ambitions that you want to achieve. You're still very kind of active. You still like going to the gym, and you still like making things happen as well. So it's not going to be so easy to do that. If this card is about breaking away from unhealthy things, then the achievement by the end of the week or going into the next few weeks is you're going to achieve that vision. You're going to achieve that vision, okay? If this is kind of, if this area here is bright, major shift, good things have happened. My goal is to sit back and do nothing for a month or a few months. Say I won the lottery, find it, I could just get it when I wanted for a little while, blah, blah, blah. But, I need to overcome the obstacle because I've still got these ambitions. Either way, for either one of these, you can still achieve that vision through the filmmaker's lens, the Prince of Cups. I think that with the Three of Wands energy, to be honest, I'm going to change this up and say that you need to avoid, I think, looking too much into the future. And I think you just need to take everything step by step and day by day. Embrace that this is a time of transformation, rebirth and change, and you are being called now to make those changes, judgment. And if you need advice or support, go to the people that love you the most and the people that you love the most, Cancerians, the people who are closest to you, whoever they are. Let's have a quick look at what the advice is through the Art of Life Tarot. Universe, Spirit, what is the advice you have for Cancerians? Okay, one flipped out there. The advice is Ten of Pentacles. Not what we have, but what we enjoy constitute our abundance. And that's in that card as well, the Four of Cups. This version of the Four of Cups energy showing here. This isn't about what these guys have. They don't look like they've got shit. They probably have. They've probably got these amazing, highly paid jobs in the week. But what they most like doing is eating cookies, drinking cookies, drinking milk, sitting back and playing on their games or watching TV. And that's what their kind of bliss is. So really, in a way, this Four of Cups for me is looking more like bliss. That's what some of your goals are, just to have bliss. And it's saying it here. It's not what we have, but what we enjoy constitutes our abundance. That's the advice for the week for you guys. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to get on with your work reading. Bear with me. Okay, Cancerians, let's have a look at what we see for work. So for work, we have... is that meant to be... Oh, yeah, it is. Eight of Cups reversed. So Eight of Cups reversed means to return, or it can mean being stuck. I think that with the Tower, I've just seen this show up, I think you guys are breaking away from this Eight of Cups in the reverse. I think that some of you guys, Eight of Cups reverse can also mean when you're stuck in between what to do. So sometimes it's a card that represents it's like a Two of Wands, being stuck between two paths. But the Eight of Cups, I mean, for some of you guys, you might be returning to a sinking ship. Tower reverse. Sorry, Tower in the upright can be a sinking ship in terms of work. Like a company that's going into administration. You might be returning to somewhere like this, or a company that's kind of not stable or an unstable working situation. Might be returning to that. Eight of Cups reverse is to return. It's to think about something again. When you get the Eight of Cups, sometimes you're thinking again and then you're returning. Okay, you're like, second thoughts. So it might be that you're having second thoughts here as well. Could be about leaving. You got a Tower card again. Some of you guys might be going through having second thoughts about leaving a particular place in terms of work as well. It might also be that you're breaking free from some form of stagnancy as well. Eight of Cups in the reverse also means stagnancy. The Empress. So we've got the Empress. The Empress is abundance and fruition in work, and it's also nurturing. It's all about growth as well with the Empress energy showing up. Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords, I'm seeing some quick growth here. I think that you guys are ready for growth, because the Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, those types of cards talk about the intentions and the readiness that someone has. I'm seeing some of you guys being ready for growth here in terms of your careers. So it might be that with this Eight of Cups and the Tower, so the Tower is the breaking free. So it might be with the Eight of Cups in the reverse that some of you guys have been in a place of stagnation concerning your jobs. I'm getting that you're breaking free from some form of stagnation in terms of the work that you do, because you are ready now for growth. You're ready for the next stage. Some of you guys were ready with this Empress energy for a bigger position, for a promotion, that type of thing, with the Empress energy showing up here. You've got Strength reversed, so I didn't expect these reversals in this deck. I never have reversals in my deck, but if they show up, they show up. So, Strength energy. I think that with the Strength energy, I think you've run out of patience with this Strength energy in the reverse. I think that you've just run out of patience, and I think that you are now ready for growth. I think that you've been holding on and holding on and holding on. That's why this is you guys with the Tower energy. I think that you've been kind of, it feels to me when I look at this reading, Cancerians, you've been stuck between a rock and a hard place. You've been in a place of kind of stagnation. It feels like it's mental stagnation as well, because with the Eight of Cups in the reverse, how I'm going to read this here is say that for some of you Cancerians, you're kind of being like, oh, I don't know whether I should leave or whether I should stay. Should I leave or stay? Because with the Eight of Cups in the reverse, you can be 1 foot in and 1 foot out the door. So it feels like some of you guys with this Eight of Cups in the reverse, oh, I don't know whether I should leave or whether I should stay. But I feel with the Tower energy, you're finally breaking free of that. And I think that you're breaking free of that because I think that you're angry. Strength in the reverse means to be really angry. And it means that you can no longer contain your anger, or you can no longer be patient. And I get the impression here that it's more about you guys losing patience with the Strength energy. And you are ready now with the Empress energy for that growth. You know, with the Empress energy, you are now ready to go to the next stage of your career. A promotion, a higher level will be the Empress energy, and you're ready to do that now. And I think that you've really come to the end of the tether now. You've been waiting a long time. Eight of Coins energy, so that's work, hard work and focus. Eight of Coins, but also study. Seven of Swords energy. So the Seven of Swords for me is the avoidance card. Sometimes this can be deception, but we already know that this is a work reading, so we don't really need to use the work with the the work analogy, the job analogy with the Eight of Pentacles energy. But it might be with the Seven of Swords energy. Seven of Swords is about avoidance or strategy. Sometimes this is the careful planning, or you're strategizing. Eight of Coins can be doing things over and over and over again. This can also be study. Let's have a look at the next card. The Star energy. I think that a strategy is going to pay off here with the Star, because the Star is the payoff card, but it's also the card that indicates, guidance. I think that a strategy is going to pay off. Okay, I think you guys are working on a strategy, because this is a strategy. You're working Eight of Coins on a strategy here. Star energy. This is probably to get that Empress, because the Star energy is all about how you achieve the Empress position. So your guys are working on a strategy on how you achieve with the Star energy the Empress. So how do I achieve the promotion? How do I achieve the higher position here? Showing up with the Empress energy showing up here. The Five of Swords. I think that there's been a lot of people who have been quite jealous of your, of your popularity in work. I think that there's been a lot of jealousy with the Five of Swords energy in terms of your recognition for your, for your abilities and stuff like that with the Star energy showing up here. There's been a lot of jealousy around that. But we've got the Justice energy showing up here. So Justice for me is a card about wrongs being righted. Okay, so the Five of Swords and Justice. Sometimes you can explain the Five of Swords and Justice as somebody who is taking away from the Justice energy here. All right, I get the impression though that this person, when I look at, because I don't think that this, whoever this is, I don't think that this reading can tell whether these people will be brought to justice. I really don't think it's that type of reading. All right. I think that this person's been standing in the way. If you look at where they're standing right up against justice. So this person almost has been standing in the way, because there you are as the Star, you see, Cancerians. And what you want is to get the higher position of the Empress. So you guys have this ideal, you've got this dream, you've got this, you've got this fantasy with the star energy, you've got this hope, you've got this desire with the star energy to become an empress within your jobs, within your career. So to reach the next stage, the next phase, to, to get the amazing position, to, get the directorship or whatever the case is. You want to move up a level with that empress energy. You want the promotion, that type of thing. You want careers for some of you guys as leaders, that type of thing of groups. That's what you want. That's what your desire is. But some of you guys, you found that there's jealousy over this energy. All right. There's jealousy over you. All right, for your ability to shine, for the fact that people recognize you and see what you do and see your abilities with the star energy. There are people around you who have been very jealous of your shine, of your star, and what they've wanted to do is sabotage you getting what you want with the justice energy. So they wanted to stands between. See, you're the star here, and you want justice. So you want justice and the Empress energy. You've put that work in with the Empress, and you want the rewards for all the work that you've put in. And people can see that. But I think that somebody stood between you getting your justice. They've stood between you, the star, getting your justice, Cancerians. And that's why you guys have given up practically with strength reverse. You're like, you know what? I've just run completely out of patience. And now I'm ready with this Knight of Swords energy, with the star as well here, to allow to allow my star to shine. I'm ready now to go out there and to get my promotion and to get my better, to get a better position with the Empress energy. I'm ready now for abundance to come in. I've put enough work in and I'm expecting to get my justice out of it, but I keep getting people standing in the way of me doing this, of getting what I want. Maybe whoever's staying in your way is the Knight of Swords. You might have a bully. Knight of Swords is a bully within the workplace. This is somebody who's quite aggressive. They're a bully and they're quite cruel. So it might be this Knight of Swords here has been standing in your way, Cancerians, you the star, from getting your justice here, from rising to the next phase. I think you've got somebody who's really jealous around you. It might be with the Empress energy, though you want to rise to the next stage. Might be this is doubling up and saying, well, we've got a woman who's jealous of your shine. After all, the star looks slightly younger than the Empress, wouldn't you say? It might be you've got somebody around you, an Empress, a very jealous individual here with the Five of Swords energy, somebody who's a little bit bullish, Knight of Swords energy, all right? Somebody who takes their bad moods out on you, strength. And you guys now are ready. You're ready to move out of this with this Knight of Swords energy, because this is all about you breaking away from the 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But I think that you guys, it might be that what also you need to look for in terms of work, Cancerians, is a strategy. 7 of Swords. And that strategy might be in receiving guidance in terms of what the next steps are you need to take into work, to going into another job. A job that pays more money, a job that allows you to rise up the career ladder. For some of you guys, you are working on a strategy with that 7 of Swords energy on how you're going to break away from the 8 of Cups in the reverse, from the stagnation. Because 8 of Cups reverse means that you're not moving forward as well in work, So some of you guys working 8 of Coins on a strategy, 7 of Swords, on how you're going to break away from the stagnation, 8 of Cups energy of the work that you do, 8 of Pentacles. It all goes round in a circle and you're like, oh man, I've got to break away from this shit. Because my goal, Knight of Swords energy, is to, with the star, is to achieve my goal of the Empress energy here. But I keep getting people that are standing in the way of me achieving my justice energy here. Some of you guys have just run out of complete steam on this. Very interesting reading. Let's have a quick look. So that's what I see you doing this week for work, Cancerians. Let's have a quick look at what we have for work. Let's go to the Career Astral House card, and we're going to get the answer deck, 3 cards. Universe, Spirit, what is the advice you have through the answer deck for Cancerians on this reading? What is the advice that you have, please, on this reading? Right, so you got the Lovers. Could be love. Could be a partnership with the career card showing here. I'm seeing you communicating. The Lovers are going to communicate. There's communication with the Lovers here that is going to bring clarity. So this could be friends with the Lovers energy. I think that there's communication with friends and supporters within your work this week that it's going to bring clarity, because you've got Lovers. The Lovers communication will bring clarity. So the Lovers communication will bring clarity. I think there's people here who really support you, Cancerians, in work. I think communicating with them is going to bring clarity this week. Let's have a quick look at what's going on for your finances as well. So we're going to get the wealth card down for this week in the love reading. Let's have a look at what the universe is saying about wealth for Cancerians. So universe spirit, what is the advice that you have for Cancerians in terms of wealth? What is the advice you have for Cancerians in terms of wealth, please, this week in 3 cards? So in 3 cards, for wealth, there's a woman of the world, love, okay, for wealth, and destruction. So love, destruction, destroying love. Woman of the world, love, and destruction, okay. I think there's someone here around your wealth that's going to bring something good, but also I feel something bad at the moment. At the same time, it's almost like you've got a woman of the world. This could be, say, for example, someone who introduces you to a way to make money, but it might be that on the one hand, whilst it looks good with the love card, it might be on the other hand, it doesn't look so good, and it could bring in all sorts of negative energies in terms of your money. So I just feel there's somebody here, or this could be somebody on an advertisement, who knows. But there's a woman of the world who will bring love and destruction in terms of your wealth this week, Cancerians. Right, next we're going to do your love reading. Please bear with me. Okay, Cancerians, so let's have a look then. Let's have a look at your love reading. So, death, endings is the death card. When you get in a love reading, it's usually about an ending. With a King of Swords. So I'm seeing an ending with a King of Swords. Could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, male. Okay, 4 of Wands. Somebody you're probably married to for some of you guys. I'm getting an ending here. King of Swords and that 4 of Wands should probably be someone you're married to or in a long-term relationship with. Chariot. I'm seeing some of you guys leaving the home, or they're leaving the home. Okay, because the Chariot and that 4 of Wands, can you see how it's leaving away? It's riding away from the home. So I'm seeing someone you could have been married to, or someone who you've been in something long-term with. It's either that you're leaving the home or they're leaving the home. Ace of Swords energy here. So the Ace of Swords is all about a cut or a separation with the Ace of Swords. Also for me, this is kind of like facing the truth with the Ace of Swords, or cutting oneself away with the Ace of Swords energy showing up here. 10 of Cups, again, another family card showing up here within the card. So Page of Cups could be something to do with children in the family, for example, or a child within the family here. I'm seeing a child getting really angry. There's a very angry child within the family, it feels like here. Strength energy, so possibly with the strength. So this is somebody's anger. Anger feels very strong. The anger, the Knight of Swords and the strength energy just feels like anger feels very strong. It looks like there's a child within the family. Anger feels very strong here. 8 of Coins energy. So the 8 of Coins is all about hard work and focus showing up here. 8 of Coins. 8 of Coins in a love reading is working hard on a relationship, focusing. 8 of Coins, hard work, focus, dedication is the 8 of Coins. But this can also be things going over and over. Consistent communication I'm seeing here as well. Consistent communication. It's interesting you're reading. All I'm getting for love here is that there's an ending with someone here for some of you guys, okay? Could have been someone you were married to with that King of Swords and the 4 of Wands, or someone you've been in a long-term relationship. Seeing either you or it's them that's leaving the family home or the relationship here. Almost like with this Chariot energy showing up. The 8 of Swords is new beginnings as well. So this person might be moving, leaving the home. They might be leaving to go somewhere completely new as well with that Ace of Swords energy, like a different part of the country or even a different country. So it almost feels like they're kind of moving towards a new beginning now. I am though seeing a very strong anger from a child probably within the family as well for some of you guys. It's probably not going to resonate with most of you, this isn't, but I am seeing a lot of strong anger here within the family, all right, from a child, expressly with that Page of Cups energy showing there. And I feel that also, if that's not the case, I do get that some of you guys had dreamt, if it's not kind of anything to do with the child, it might be Cancer, and some of you guys with the Page of Cups had dreamt, because he's a dreamer, had dreamt of having the perfect relationship with this individual here, but those dreams have now been completely dashed with that Knight of Swords energy. And I feel that you guys have to have strength now to work towards probably healing and repairing this possibly with that Ace of Swords energy there as well. Okay, so I'll read this two ways. I am seeing the ending of a relationship with the King of Swords, someone you could have been married to, someone you could have been in a long-term relationship with. I'm seeing that this person could be moving away. It might be completely new beginning. It might be a new country, that type of thing, or just a new area or something like that. I'm also seeing, for some of you guys, a lot of anger, some very strong anger from a child within the family probably showing up here. And it's probably been ongoing, or it will be ongoing probably with the Eight of Coins energy. If there aren't any children as such, or if they're older and that type of thing, Cancerians, I think that what I'm seeing here is that some of you guys had a dream of having the perfect relationship with this person, but now those dreams are actually dashed with the Knight of Swords energy, and some of you guys have to work very, very hard with that strength energy with the Eight of Coins energy to try and overcome this, you know, because eights represent to overcome, and you've actually got two eights, haven't you? Strength and the Eight of Pentacles, and it's all about overcoming obstacles and adversity. So I feel that some of you guys are going to have to work really strong to overcome this situation. Let's have a quick look at what the love advice is for you Cancerians. Let's have a look at love. So Universe Spirit, what is the advice you have for love for Cancer, please? What's the advice that you have for love for Cancerians in the week, please? Show me 3 cards. The advice for love is power. All right. A powerful scandal showing up here. Clarity. Okay. It's almost like you guys are going to gain some clarity on a very powerful scandal concerning your love lives, because there's power and then the scandal card. So for me, this is a powerful scandal, and you guys are going to see very clearly something that you need. And you're looking through the window, aren't you? So where there are windows and doors, there's a clarity, there's an opportunity here to see something here. So I think that you're seeing very clearly through that window a very powerful scandal, some of you guys, in terms of love. Whose scandal it is, I do not know, whether it's yours or somebody else's, but it's almost like you're going to see very clearly. It's almost like you're going to have, for some of you guys, you might even happen upon something here that you weren't meant to happen upon. But it probably could be to do with either a lover, maybe this is why this person's left, maybe they cheated or something like that, or this could be, you know, somebody who you catch out doing something who didn't think they'd get caught out. All right, that is your reading, my darlings, for love and work in general. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If you'd like a private reading, you can just click on the link in the comments section or at the end screen. Take care. Bye-bye.